I'm Khalid Abu-Ismail. I am in charge of the Economic Development and Poverty section at the UNESCWA, which covers 18 Arab states. The idea of an Arab poverty report came up around 2012, 2013. And the main objective was to respond to a demand we've received from Arab countries in order for us to develop a regional index. In fact, the request came specifically from the League of Arab States Ministerial Council for Social Affairs. What they wanted was to have a different index that would tailor to middle-income countries, because as you know, most of the Arab states are mainly in the middle-income category. And so many of the countries saw that they needed, in addition to the global index, which measures acute poverty, another complementary index that would measure less severe forms of poverty. So we started a process that took almost 3 years in order to build consensus around this regional index. That involved many stakeholders, academics, it involves other UN agencies, and certainly it involved OFI and particularly the UNICEF, all under the umbrella of the League of Arab States. Very important, I think, in two respects. One is it's very important for us who work at the regional level to be connected to the global and not just know what's happening in our region, which I would say we're fairly well aware of, but also to learn about what's happening in Latin America, to learn about what our colleagues in other areas like, in other parts of the world are doing. Carnival is always interesting to listen to, et cetera, et cetera. So part of it is to get up to date with the latest on what is happening. And of course, the presentations on the global issues, such as the one by Sabina today on the Global Multidimensional Poverty Index, that's always very interesting. The other most important, I would say, second most important issue is have exchanges with colleagues on the more technical aspects, which we can mainly have outside, inside discussions. So how do I measure this issue? How do I resolve this technical problem, or so forth? I think by having a global report with one index now produced by UNDP and OFI, I think it's a big leap forward. I think also the recommendation by the Atkinson report to have a multidimensional poverty index as a basis for global poverty measurement, in addition, of course, to the money metric one, it sets the stage for a global consensus on how to measure SDG 1 and integrate multidimensional poverty in that measure. I think in terms of the progress made, it's a challenge. Why is it a challenge? Because as we know, it's very difficult to track progress over time because of sometimes technical challenges in terms of the incompatibility of surveys over time. Very few countries have exactly the same questionnaires over time, so it's a very difficult challenge. But I think it's something that we need to pay more attention to going forward. And I believe OFI is playing a major role in that respect.